Hit it. Good evening. This is a Big Don production and Jerry Green Gospel Sports Talk. Tonight we have a special host for you, my man, number one here, Kendall Tyson, the man. He's going to be hosting for us tonight. Thank you, Kendall.
Welcome to WJRG Sports Talk. Hi, this evening I'm hosting tonight. My name is Kendall Tyson, and to the right of me, he just announced himself, we have Don from Big Don Productions. Hello, Don.
Hey.
And the legend to the right, over here to his right, that's Bruce Austin. Go ahead, Bruce.
Every moment moves.
Every moment moves.
He's
And
moving in the right direction.
Fearless leader, our fearless leader, WJRG, which stands for Jerry R. Green, in the studio with us this evening. What's happening, Jerry?
Yes, sir.
And his one and only brother in Jacksonville, Florida, we have the minister, Henry Green.
Yes,
How y'all doing? How's everybody?
And their brother-in-law, Larry Pierce. It's a family affair. It's a family. Oh, I don't want to say it. It's a family affair.
Family affair, right?
Family affair. Welcome to Sports Talk. Of course, the first story we got to get to is the WNBA draft. We got to talk about that a little bit. So I'm going to start with you, Jerry. WNBA draft. What do you think? Paige Bueckers being the number one overall pick, one of five UConn players who have actually won the national championship and be the number one overall draft pick.
I'll go with her, but I haven't really followed the women too much, Kendall, so I'm gonna pass on that one.
Okay, we'll pass on that one. How do you feel about that one, Don?
WNBA?
Yes.
Well, Paige Becker went first, which is what I expected. So, yeah, I liked it, but I didn't follow the whole thing through. But I know Paige, I was happy that she went first. I was happy how she managed to get that championship, before she got out of UConn. Go UConn. We're back again.
That's right. We're back in today. What about you, Bruce?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, man. It seemed like everybody got what they needed. You know what I mean? Paige went number one. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to the season now.
Now, how about that number two, Malanga young lady?
Yeah.
Henry, what about you? WNBA draft.
Well, I missed the first hour because I was doing a live recording last night. But when I did wind up catching some of it, I saw that I think in the third round, two more UConn girls got drafted. I think they got drafted with the new team in Golden State. I know the Asian girl did. I can't remember who the other girl was. But
Aubrey is her last name.
Say that again, Bishop.
Her last name is Aubrey. She got drafted.
Okay, well, that's the new team too.
Yeah.
Want to go? Yeah. So I think both of them got drafted by Golden State, but I'm not that familiar with all the other players. But But once I got settled, I did watch some of the draft.
Okay, what about you, Larry?
I was excited. Becker went number one in the draft. I think she's the first pick taken in the WNBA draft. That's the most by any other college. And I think she's going to have an outstanding year. She is going in like a Caitlin Clark almost, They're excited to have her. There's always good news around her. And I think she's going to take it to the next level. And there's going to be no hesitation.
What about you? And welcome, Bishop Ernest Richard Jr. from
Blessings to you.
Yeah, from Maryland. So come on, Ernest, tell me about how did you feel about the WNBA draft? And I'm sure you researched.
You know what? It was one of the best drafts they've ever had, and I don't know if anybody paid attention. Not only did, and actually a total of I think 4 UConn women.
Oh, 4.
Yeah, AZ Fudd pulled out, and the other girl pulled out. I can't think. Her name will come to me. South Carolina had 3 that went in. The girl from from LSU stayed because what's going on with them, and I'm gonna get right to the important part. She stayed because the starting salary is only 80,000. Next year it's supposed to go up over 100 and some change. So AZ Fudd said, "I'm waiting till next year," and she's going to be a top 10 pick. But here's the thing: that they have a 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" girl out of France. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Yes, can dunk, can literally dunk. So Brittany Griner, hey, you got some company. Anyway, I think we had 5 or 6 international players that made the WNBA. So you could see the progress, man. I'm excited for the women's game, and I'm looking forward to a great season. And it ain't gonna be no walk away from the usuals because you got the Liberty, who's always there, the Las Vegas team that's always there, Minnesota is always there. We're gonna see some serious women's basketball this year. Get ready, and no, I ain't TD Jakes.
Well,
hey,
I understand.
So anybody know how good that Dallas team that Paige got drafted by?
Oh yeah,
are they pretty good?
That team.
Well, they got a Bungawale. They got the guards.
Bungawale, yeah. That team couldn't get out of their own way over the last couple of seasons. This year, they're predicting they're a playoff team. How deep can they go? Depends. I mean, you got one of the best shooters in the college game at that time. So let's see how far they go. I think Dallas is going to do all right. So Bruce, don't feel bad. You finally got a team from Dallas that's going to possibly win something. I'm joking.
Hey, see, I got my Cowboys stuff
on. All right with me.
Now, Bishop Richard, you got a little something going on. We have a little advertisement that I saw before. Let's pop that up. And why don't you mention it to us and give us a little insight on that?
All right. As many of you may know, I am a partner with the Bridge Network Covenant Association of Churches and Independent Fellowships. We're coming to the New England area for the very, very first time. I'll be your host, Bishop, for that particular region. It is our first ever conclave. The theme is the blessed realm, designated to be blessed. It's taking place May 23rd through 25th. If you are an apostle, a pastor, a church leader, there is a QR code on there that you could hit that QR code and you can actually come and register for the conclave portion. But no, wait a minute. Friday night, 7 p.m., there is an evening service. The entire, we've got limited seating, but as many as we can get in, you're welcome to come. We hope you show up. It's going to take place at the Marriott Hotel, 28 Day Hill Road in the city of Windsor, Connecticut. We want you to come. Great music, a great time of teaching. Our prelit, Bishop Faraja J. Kafela, is going to be our teacher during this particular time, and there are some familiar faces there. Some of you can see Pastor Walter Teague, who's also with us here on WJRG Sports Talk. You all know Lady Pam, you know Lady Sharon, and you know Overseer Mary McPherson. And if you don't know W. Faye August, you'll get to know her. Be there, be square. $35 to register. $35. Where are you going for $35? You can't even go to McDonald's anymore for $35. Come on down. Come on, come on. I promise you'll enjoy it. Also, since I'm doing these, Pitts Chapel's Women on the Move is doing their 3rd annual fashion show and dinner event. That's taking place Saturday, May 3rd, 2025 at 4 p.m. Look at that. That number 35. Don't none of y'all run to the lottery because you'll miss out and you won't get nothing out of it. But $35 for this ticket. Its location is going to take place at the Dixwell Community House, 197 Dixwell Avenue in the city of New Haven, Connecticut. For more information, you can call Gwen at 203-887-1209 or Sabrina at 475-234-7905.
Excellent. That's our closer right there. Right there in the pocket. That's what I'm talking about. Now, that last NBA game that we saw that night, Henry, got any opinion on that one? The
Golden State game and the Clippers.
Yes, that Golden State game.
That was a great game. Great game. You know, and Kawhi really looked good. He looked really good. He looked like Kawhi back when he was with Toronto. He looked really good.
So you
That was a
think
great
Clippers
game.
are a threat?
I say that again. The
You
Clippers.
think the Clippers are a threat?
Well, that's going to depend on James Harden because the center, I think he's going to play well. Kawhi going to play, but it depends. James Harden never shows up in the playoffs. If he shows up, then yes.
And what about you, Larry?
I think it's not very good for Golden State. Golden State was a very hot team at first. They calmed down now. The Clippers are playing they reached their peak about right now, and Golden State is like more ways is not steady. I think right now going to the playoffs is not a great time for Golden State right now.
And what about you, Ernest?
Well, it is the play-in game, and of course, they've got, if they're not going to be hot, they better get hot. I did see some of the highlights, and honestly speaking, it's just kind of baffling. It's funny you said what you said, Henry. I think Kawhi Leonard's hungry again. So who knows? He may just break out, have that breakout season. Yeah,
but
he looks
he's healthy.
Yeah, well, he's healthy, but he looks hungry again. He's feeling that championship itch, hasn't been there in a while, not since the Raptors. So he's saying, I gotta win a championship. Anyway, I'm sorry, fellas. I got issues.
I said Kawhi looks good. The Clippers are looking good. I think they can beat Denver right now because Denver is going through a lot of turmoil. Coach, right before the playoffs, they shouldn't have done. But right now the Clippers are probably one of the hottest teams in the league. But even if they pass Denver, they got OKC next round. So Kawhi Leonard really have to do his thing against the young boys.
That's right.
So it's going to be tough for the Clippers.
And what about you, Bruce?
Yeah, like we always said, man, the West always tough. The teams that make it, they're always tough.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes down to who playing the best when they match up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like you mentioned the Clippers. Then it looked like he never left.
Mm-hmm.
You're rested enough.
Yeah, yeah. But a lot of times when people rest like that, they come back rested. This guy looked like he haven't even missed a beat. You don't hear nobody saying, well, he's playing like that because he's been out. He's still getting back in game form.
Right.
Can't say that about him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like Ernie said, if James Harden get him the help that he needs,
That's the key.
the Clippers can be real dangerous. Plus they got a third man there. That's playing good.
Yeah.
So they could be very dangerous. You know what I mean? And Zubac, the center.
The center. That's what I'm going to talk about. I wonder why no one's talking about him.
They can beat anybody in the league. It all depends in the West who's playing at their best at that time.
Right, that's true.
And what's your opinion, Don?
Well, I'm going to have to agree to a certain extent. I don't know why everybody's so surprised about Kawhi Leonard. I'm going to say that because anytime he really plays, anytime he come back, he always give it his own.
Right.
He's always gets great. Right. That part, only thing you got to worry about with him, will he get hurt again?
Yeah.
Right.
It's still a good shot.
Right.
I mean, you guys can brag now. And Harden, what he had, 40 points that night? I mean, Harden was hot as a firecracker. You guys didn't even talk about him. That was hot, man.
Yeah.
Harden. I mean, hitting threes, going to the hole, doing that little flip up when he throws.
Yeah, he playing good.
But, will we see him? How many more games will we see that? 40 more games will we see that? So you guys don't have a lot of confidence in the Clippers. I think they're going to fall apart.
Well,
You might be right.
I think the key, to me personally, no one's paying attention to him, but that guy Zubac has been getting down
Yes, he's
all
tough,
year
man.
long.
He's tough.
All year. And I think we've overlooked him because we see all of these superstars. We're watching the Joker getting a triple-double for a year, and because he's got that triple-double for the year, does he win the MVP, or they're going to give that to SGA? What about you, Jerry?
I'm going with SGA for the MVP.
What about you, Don? Because what?
No, because he's leading league in scoring.
Yeah.
Okay, and his team got the best record in the NBA.
Yeah.
Gotta give it to the kid.
All right, what about you, Don?
The Joker ain't giving it up that easy. He's making it so hard to make that call. I keep saying SGA, but the Joker just ain't giving up. I'm gonna have to say right now, I really don't know.
Okay, well, go ahead, Bruce.
And like I said last week, I vote for the Joker.
Okay.
I mean, SGA playing good. Taking nothing away from him. He playing great. The Joker's a center. And the only stat that's better with SGA is the scoring, and that's only a couple of points. He don't lead the Joker in no assists. He don't lead the Joker in no rebounds. And he's the center. He got triple doubles. He got more triple doubles than SGA. And SGA is free to roam. He's like the jewel of basketball, the small forward, shooting guard in between like that. He's the jewel. He got the open the play that way. Where Joker's a big man. It takes time for him to do what SGA is doing, but he's doing it and doing it better. My vote with the Joker.
What about you, Ernest?
I'm going to stick with SGA only because of the fact that I know the last 2 seasons Joker won it, and just watching him, I could see why. But I'm going to stick with SGA on this one because most of the time, you know, and I'll say, you know, he's a card draw, you know. Joker's always been a card draw, but SGA seems to be a card draw. If you watch any game that he plays, he just seems to come out of nowhere. I like this guy, and I hope he does win. He may not, but I hope he does win.
Okay, Larry.
The way it look like he's gonna get it, but
I'm hoping.
for the reason that you said, because
Joker's got 3, doesn't
I
he?
mean, but if you're looking at the better stats,
Yeah, if you look at stats, you know, you might want to say Joker, but SGA, as far as leading his team from the beginning to now, put him in first place, carrying him on his shoulders, I think SGA is due.
Yeah.
You know, what's name already has 3. I mean, hey, it's about time to give it to him.
All right, Henry, what about you?
I would like to see a co-MVP because to me, you can't go wrong either way. Both of them really deserve it. And, you know, I don't think you should hold it against Joker because he won 3.
right?
I mean, his stats speak for itself. But you can't take anything away from SAG because he's been playing. So it would to me, I think justice would be served if they did a co-MVP. That's probably the first time that happened and both of them get it.
I had to change my mind. I'm with you, Henry.
Yeah, that would be fair.
Co-MVP.
They did that with Jason Kidd and who was it, Grant Hill for the rookie?
Yeah.
The big dog
And
was
people didn't like it, though.
You know what, though? I don't think they would do that just because of what y'all been saying. If the Joker hadn't got it the last couple of years, they might have had a cold. But that gives SGA the edge because he's never got it, and it really wouldn't be fair.
Nope.
SGA to say, well, look, we're gonna give you co-MVP. Right. No, either you give me MVP or let me win it all right out.
Exactly.
But Bruce, I hear that. But does the Joker deserve to win it?
Huh?
Does the Joker deserve to win it?
Yeah.
If you're gonna give it to him, give it to him.
But the whole point is it could be Cole or nothing.
Yeah, but I'd rather for it to be nothing. If you're gonna give it to Joker, give it to him. If you're gonna give it to SGA, give it to him. I just don't think it would be fair to SGA
I agree with you.
to give him his first time getting it. Now I gotta be co-MVP this year.
I gotta share it with somebody.
Yeah, with somebody. No, give it to Joker.
My team got the best record in the NBA, okay, in the West, okay? I mean, now if Joker was MVP, your team should be number 1 then.
Yeah.
Your team be the number 1 team in the West. I got the number 1 team. We're in the same conference. I got the number 1 team in the conference, so why I got to share with you?
But did he have it last year too, number 1?
Yeah, but he did that last year.
But he didn't get it last year, so they might not give it to him
Yeah,
this
but
year.
see,
That's why I
He's
said
gonna get it.
I'm asking you guys.
right, you can't overlook. You can't overlook that.
You can't overlook it.
When Russell Westbrook got it, right? Because he had the triple double. I don't know if he was playing for OKC or what team he was playing for.
Probably was OKC last time he got it.
His team, what record did his team have?
But they were in the running, but I don't think they were the top team during that particular time.
But what I'm saying, he won the MVP because
he did.
He had a triple double.
Yeah, he got it, and that was well deserved at that time.
Because there hadn't been one since Oscar Robertson.
Again, like you said, well deserved. Joker is averaging a triple double.
Yeah, either way, either one get it is good, but anything except for
the man leads the
league. You know what?
He's in the league scoring like Michael Jordan did.
Yeah, but listen, he only 2 points ahead of the Joker.
Yeah,
averaging for the season, not for 6 games. He having a triple double for the season.
I got the best record.
Yep.
Yeah, he got the best record. A center never done that, other than Wilt Chamberlain, I believe.
Okay, but I got the best record. Okay,
what that mean?
It means a lot. I got the best record. That's what it means.
Yeah,
I got the home court advantage.
They had OKC had the best record last year.
So what? All right, but you see, got it again this year.
Because the Joker outplayed him.
So why cheat me twice? I should have got it last year.
That's right.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be double.
It means everything. That's going to be the deciding
2 years
factor.
in a row.
Against the Joker.
That's going to be the deciding factor.
Against the Joker.
Yeah, I'm saying they're all of them.
It's no problem. It's no problem to either one. Just not Cole.
Oh, no, I agree with you on that one.
You know, either one get it, it'd be well deserved. I wouldn't be
I
disappointed.
got Bob McCormick.
Okay, we have.
You gotta look at it this way. At the end of the day, and tonight is the last set of games. They're gonna start their play-ins on the 15th and the 16th, and then on the 19th, the overall finals are gonna start. So by the end of tonight, we're gonna know who the MVP is, or say by the 15th, we'll know who the MVP is. Okay, and then we start the new season. So whether you like SGA or whether you like Joker, and there may be a dark horse. I don't see one, but let's just throw it in there. I'm just saying, throw it in there because at the end of the day,
there ain't no dark horse.
Well, we can say that now, but hey, listen, it's the NBA. They come up with some stuff. Okay,
Not this year, Bishop.
All right, so we're gonna leave it right where it is. We know who the two front.
That dark horse so far back we can't even see it.
It's that dark, huh?
All right, Bob McCormick, are you there?
I am here, Kendall. How are you tonight?
We're doing great, Bob. Well, let's hear your sports report.
All right. Tonight, all 30 Major League Baseball teams will honor Jackie Robinson, who made his debut with the Brooklyn Dodgers and broke the color barrier on this day 78 years ago.
Yes.
Players and coaches will wear the number 42, and it was 28 years ago that Robinson's number would be retired across the league. And today you see his number in all of Major League Baseball parks. He's Aaron Judge. He got some good news. He's been named captain of Team USA for the World Baseball Classic next year.
Wow.
This is the first classic for him after missing the tournament 2 years ago. The Cubs say that pitcher Justin Steele, not good news for him, will undergo season-ending elbow surgery. Yankee pitcher Marcus Stroman had a cortisone shot to treat his swelling in his inflamed left knee. WNBA draft, let's go to that last night. Paige Beckers, of course, went first to the Dallas Mavericks, while her teammate Caitlin Chen went 30th to Golden State, and Aubrey Griffin went 37th to the Minnesota Lynx. The Connecticut Sun drafted 3 players, Anisha Morrow, LSU, I hope I'm pronouncing her first name right, Sanja Rivers from NC State, and Raja Marshall of USC. The season gets underway next month in the WNBA. NBA play-in tournament tonight. We have the Hawks Magic, the first game, Grizzlies Warriors on TNT. Tomorrow night, it's the Heat Bulls and the Mavs and Kings. Round 1 of the playoffs gets underway on Saturday. And Bucks Damian Lillard, that is, he'll miss the start of the playoff series against the Pacers due to a blood clot in his calf. He's been on the sidelines since last month, but believes he'll be able to come back at some point during the playoffs. The Suns fire head coach Mike Budenholzer after the season as the team failed to make the playoffs. And it appears former Pistons Joe Dumars will become president of basketball operations for the Pelicans after the team fired David Griffin. The Cavs expect Donovan Mitchell to return for the playoffs after he sprained his ankle. The Blazers have signed coach Chauncey Billups to a multi-year contract next season. The Celtics give G League MVP J.D. Davidson a 2-year deal. Boston is a number 2 seed in the playoffs. The NFL, the draft is coming up in the NFL next week, and New Haven's own native Tyler Booker, who played for Alabama, has been invited to the draft along with 17 other prospects. I heard they left out Shadir Sanders, however. The Texans, however, are interested in Booker, who also does a football camp at Hopkins. That will be coming up during the summer. Another Cowboy lineman is retiring. 8-time Pro Bowler Tyron Smith joins Zach Martin. Smith played 12 of his 13 seasons with Dallas. Cardinals cornerback Patrick Peterson, he's also hanging up his cleats. The Eagles' Darius Slay has found a new home. After being released by the team, Slay signed a 1-year deal with the Steelers worth $10 million. The Saints' Derek Carr has a shoulder injury, which could put his status in jeopardy this season. A couple of signings of quarterbacks. Seahawks bring back Drew Lock, 2 years, $5 million. Quarterback Drew Flacco rejoins the Browns, a 1-year, $4 million deal. The Chargers agree to terms with Trey Lance, a quarterback, and the Eagles get wide receiver Terrence Marshall on a 1-year deal. On the ice tonight, it's the Bruins host the Devils, Capitals, Islanders. Last night, the Rangers 5, Panthers 3. The NHL playoffs get underway on Saturday also. And finally, Rory McIlroy. He finally gets his green jacket after he wins the Masters Golf Tournament on Sunday. And that's all the sports I got for you tonight, guys.
All right. Thank you, Bob.
All right.
And just good night. And just to talk about that Rory McIlroy story, he has the Grand Slam. Took him 11 tries in order to get it. One of 5 players to ever get the Grand Slam. Tiger Woods being one, Jack Nicklaus, and that is all 4 of the majors. He finally got his one. As we going on to basketball, I was just thinking about something. We got 3 fired coaches here, and one of them is not in the playoffs. Okay, let's talk about that, Henry. Let's talk about that situation. You got the fired coaches. Phoenix, we know he deserved to go, but the other 2 in Memphis and Denver, how do you feel about that? And they're in the playoffs. Henry.
Well, I will say this, Kendall. As far as I start with Phoenix, the last 3 years they fired a coach. So I don't know if you can blame the coach because they last season I think it was Frank Vogel. After one season they fired him. Then the other guy they fired. I can't remember. I think it's 3 consecutive years in a row. It's the head. They're firing the head coach. But before Kevin Durant got there, Devin Booker didn't make it to the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
And then so they brought in Kevin Durant, and it's like it just hasn't worked. And then they brought in Bradley Beal. So is it really the coach, or is it the players?
Right.
Both. It's both. You got to blame both of them.
Okay, go ahead, Henry.
Because only I'm saying, because if you look at the coaches that they fired, I mean, last year's coach, he was an NBA champion. He won with the Lakers.
Right, Frank Vogel, he's a good coach.
And the coach before that took them to the finals.
And even the coach that they just fired won a championship. So they're championship coaches.
Right.
Because they won a championship.
Yeah.
But you got to blame both of them, and even the players, they got to execute what the coach, the game plan. Now, some of the players don't even play as hard. I'll give you an example. JJ Redick got the Lakers playing hard.
Yep.
They play hard basketball. They didn't play that hard for the other coach last year. They got lazy sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes the coach got to put that fire under you to make you play. And either they believe in the coach or they don't. So the players got to take a lot of responsibility, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he got the. AJ got the
Slightly different approach on that one. Yeah, it could be the coach and the player, but who's leading? What player is leading those teams? JJ Redick got the Lakers playing hard, but who's their leader? LeBron James. LeBron ain't taking no secondary night. You ain't doing no night off with LeBron James. Phoenix. We understand the coach. Who's their leader? Kevin Durant. Kevin likes to fade into the woodwork from time to time. I'm just looking. You know, you got the Joker who's working hard, but they got office issues that's really affecting the play of the players. And then Memphis, I don't know what to say about them. I'm just kind of, you know, between Ja Morant, the coach, the GM, and I don't know who else is involved, the water boy, the towel boy. They got all kinds of stuff going on around there. So it's a combination of things.
Yeah, but the thing in Memphis is when your star player is doing stuff to distract everybody else, in the locker room, it ain't a good thing. They may not say nothing because of the job, but inside they feel a little different about that, and that mess with everybody's play, man, because they feel he's not all the way in. Got all these distractions. They keep telling him not to do this. Now he make up something else to distract them. And you going into playoffs, everybody got to be on the same page.
Got to be sharp.
You know what I mean? But with Denver and the other one, you know, the coach from Memphis, they might have just lost the locker room. Right. You know what I mean? When you got everybody doing their own thing, that means the coach don't have the locker room, and that's ineffective.
Yeah, once the coach loses that locker room, it's over, pretty much.
Right.
Well, I pretty much agree with what Bruce said, especially with Denver. It's definitely got to be the locker room at this point. And but I don't understand the Memphis situation because you know, Ja's a superstar, so it's sort of tough. But I would sit him down. If he wasn't listening to me,
yeah,
he
they
just
did that already. They suspended for 20-something games. He came back and works.
Suspend him again. You got to send a strong message to that.
That's the reason why they in the play-in game now, because he was missing for 21 games.
Right. So what they gonna do? You get rid of the coach. Ain't nobody else gonna come in here and clean this mess up.
No, not overnight anyway.
Ain't nobody gonna come in and clean it up.
No, not overnight.
The problem, you got to deal with the problem.
Right. Larry, what would you do? I have an opinion. Go ahead.
If it was me, you know, you got to deal with the issue. And the issue is they're not listening. If Ja Morant was listening, he think he's such a superstar that there's not too much they're going to do to him. They're not going to sit him down because they don't want to lose. He's a great talent. But at some point, you got to sit that talent down and you got to take control. If you got to put him on the bench, do whatever you have to do and pay the consequences.
I think there's a thing in all the NBA contracts called a morals clause. I think that if they started violating that and start hitting them in the pocketbook, in which they already did, because when Ja Morant did the gun situation, he was the top player in the league and did not make any of the all-pro teams. You know, so I think you got to start hitting them in the pocketbook. And to be perfectly honest, you already know my opinion is father getting kicked out of a game. Do you watch the scene on the sidelines with his dad? I mean, there is such a disconnect there. It is just like that's his homeboy. You're not supposed to be your son's homeboy. You be your son's father. You know, this kid has a responsibility to the game, man. This kid is something talented. He's very, 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 very special. Before we get into the playing games, Henry came up with something very interesting I want to discuss. I want to share it with you. And that is, let me look it up right here. It's really good. I thought it was really good. Actually, saved it for last, Henry, if you noticed.
Okay.
This is it right here. He said, okay, Coach of the Year. Now we got Houston Rockets, Detroit Pistons, LA Lakers, OKC Thunder, Cleveland Cavaliers. I even think you got to add the Boston Celtics too. Who you got? Who you got? Good. Henry, you'll finish with this one, being you came up with these questions. Ernest, what's happening? Tell us.
I'm going to put it to you like this. I'd go Cleveland Cavaliers, although I got a strong case for the Lakers. I love JJ Redick. I love him as a player too, by the way. You know, but I love what he's done with the Lakers. I'm going to take away the fact that they got one of the greatest players on their team and a pretty good cast. But I would really go with Cleveland because what they have done with that team, I figured they'd fall apart halfway through the season. No, they stayed consistent all the way through. And I'm going to attribute that to the coaching.
There you go.
What about you, Larry?
I say I got 2 points because Cleveland Cavaliers, they did a really good job. You know, a really good job. But they was also last year that's very good. And it wasn't because of injuries that they got knocked out. Now, on the other hand, if you look at the 2 new coaches, which is making a lot of steam, you can look at Detroit, which he's doing a fantastic job down there. And on the other hand, you can look at Indiana.
True.
And the Rockets, you know, they're all making great strides. You know, it just depends on how far in the process you are. Now, everybody knew Cleveland Cavaliers last year. They was up there, and they was about to hit their peak until injuries hit. When Mitchell went out, then they went out. You know, so this year I think it's just a repeat of that. But the other one's coming up like Indiana's making big strides.
Yep.
And the Rockets also, you know, so there's a lot of good talent is coming out. And if you notice the way they move the ball now, certain teams, offense look awesome. You know, to make the game more exciting too.
Amen. I'm gonna go with Bruce. Like I say, Henry, because I have a question for you at the end. Go ahead, Bruce. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a no-brainer to give it to the coach of Detroit.
Oh, okay.
For the simple reason why they got the youngest team in the league. They tripled their wins from last year. They won something like what? No more than 20 games last year?
14.
15?
They only won 14 games last year.
They tripled that.
Yeah.
Got a young team.
That the same coach or different coach?
New coach.
The new coach, okay.
They are with Houston and Cleveland. Cleveland got the talent to win. The coach owed to win with Donovan Mitchell and the guys that they got. Detroit ain't supposed to win. You know what I mean? They got the young. They got Cunningham. What is his second year, third year?
Yeah, okay. Cunningham is doing it.
You know what I mean? They got Ivy that went out
Yeah.
and he still kept it together. They got one of them, Emil Thompson brother, one of them twins.
That's right.
And the coach of this team got them boys ready. Even got people saying, look, Knicks don't stand a chance.
Well, they haven't.
You know what I mean? But I'm saying that coach should definitely get coach of the year with the young team and the progress that they've made from one year to the next.
What about you, Don?
Well, I hear what Bruce saying loud and clear, but you know how my opinion is. I'm all about winning. Cleveland is about to win this thing. And if Cleveland win this thing, the coach of the year definitely should go to Cleveland. Because even though you got, listen, you said they got Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell ain't got no ring.
No, but they don't go by that. They go by regular season.
They go by what they want to go by, which Cleveland could still get it over Detroit.
Yeah, but I'm saying they go
You know,
by what you did in the regular season. They don't count the playoffs.
I understand what you're saying, which is fine. I was giving my opinion. I still think in the regular season I'm going with Cleveland because they was there last year. Injury stopped them. I understand what you're saying about Detroit because I've been watching Detroit too. Yeah. But I think Cleveland coach took that team too and turned it around. When Donovan Mitchell came, he turned them boys around too. And now they're about to win it this year as far as the East anyway. They looking really good. They're looking really good in the East.
Hey Jerry, time for you to get off that couch. We got another man needing that.
Cleveland could win it. I ain't saying they're going to. I'm saying they could. And if they do, their coach deserves it.
Boston could be beat.
Listen, any of them in there can be beat.
No, listen to me for a second. I can see if there was Golden State with Kevin
Only different with
or Michael Jordan in the Bulls, with Dennis Rodman. Those teams, you know, they wasn't going to lose. You had to beat them. Boston, to me, even though they won the championship, they still could be beat. Cleveland could beat them if they play.
Anybody in the East can win.
Exactly.
Only different with Boston is they the champs now. That's why their name is at the top.
And who the champion is for that?
Who was it?
Denver.
Yeah.
Now who's the champion? Who's the champion for that? You never show anybody because even Boston lost to Golden State a couple years ago.
That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying the only reason they got Boston up there saying, well, they the team to beat because they the champ.
I got
If
you.
Boston wasn't the champ, would your pick be Cleveland? Would it be Indiana? That's what I'm. Would it be Boston? But anybody in that East
Could be correct.
they can come out of that East.
Because I don't see no invincibility in Boston where they fear him. Where they fear Boston that much. They're the champs.
Yeah, but see, Boston.
And Boston got a good team.
Yeah, but Boston is strong, man. Everybody healthy.
Because what showed me when I know it was a while ago, it was a statement game though. You guys don't want to agree. When it was up 25-3 in Boston against Cleveland, and Cleveland came back and won that game, beat them by a decisive number too.
Yeah, like 14
Yeah,
points.
I mean, so
What's the series?
And that was right before Donovan Mitchell got hurt.
What's the series this year with Boston and Cleveland?
I gotta look it up. I don't know.
Let me say this here. Any team can't come out the East. It's only going to be Boston or Cleveland. The Knicks ain't coming. Your Detroit, beloved Detroit, coming out. They're not coming. Ain't none of those
I
guys.
resent that remark on the Knicks.
The who? The Knicks.
You tell us who's going to be the coach of the year.
I'm sticking with the coach for Cleveland.
Yeah, Henry.
Henry.
Oh, well, you know I love the Lakers. That's my team. But I'm going to say, when I look at evaluate all the teams and through the regular season, and there's not one team that I see that made a 30-game improvement.
Other than Detroit.
I mean, you got to think about that for a minute. They improved by 30 games. Do you see how big of an improvement they made? Last year, they only won 14 games.
That'd be Detroit.
But I'm not saying they're going to win the championship, no. But as far as if you look at an improvement, a coach that came in his first year, and they won 30 more games.
Come on, Detroit.
And that is mind blowing.
That's what he's talking about.
So just from that standpoint, I would have to say Detroit, the coach should win. I don't know if he is or not, because OKC, their coach, his team, Cleveland, their coach is playing good. The Lakers, they're all playing good. But to me, if I look at it and say the improvement, there's not one of them teams that can say they made a 30-game improvement from last year.
No. You got to give the coach credit for that.
No, I
That's
think
a valid point.
I also think that Detroit, they got a very young team. Cade Cunningham's the only name that we know. It's probably going to make.
No, it ain't.
No, that we know. I'm saying that most people.
No, you know Amen Thompson.
Well, Amen. It's the other. Amen Thompson. Is it Amen in Portland and the other one?
Yeah.
The other one's in Detroit. But what I'm saying is that they're a young team, and just like you said, they have exceeded. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers is going to win it. I think, but you got to give it to the guy Detroit. You just have to. You just have to. Now, let's talk about these playing games that are going to happen here. What's happening here? So tonight we have the Magic and the Hawks.
Yeah.
Game one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll start with you, Ernest.
Well, I mean, let's look at it. I mean, the way it's set up, the 7 and 8 teams are playing, 7 hosting the game. Here's the crazy part. To determine the 8th seed, the loser of the 7-8 game is going to play the winner of the 9-10 game, and that's where we're going to get our 8 seeds from. So this ought to make for some interesting basketball today. That means Golden State has 2 shots to make the playoffs.
No, Golden State's a 7 and 8.
Yeah, I know. They
get 2 shots.
They get 2 shots.
They get 2.
They get 2.
They get 2.
The winner advances.
If they lose, they still in another game.
No, how it work? If they win, if Golden State win,
they're in.
They're going in.
No, if they lose, they get another chance.
They get another.
If they lose,
that's what I'm saying.
If they lose, they get another chance to play.
Right, absolutely.
All right, let's make it plain, Henry, so we won't have to get you confused because that Jacksonville Ward is working on you today. Anyway, but anyway, the loser of the 7-8 game gets another shot because they play the winner of the 9-10 game.
Right.
That makes it simple.
Right, absolutely.
That's where the 2 shots come from.
Okay.
And see, with Golden State coasting like they are, they stand a chance. They could possibly lose to Memphis. Possibly. We hope they don't, but it's a possibility.
Right.
You know? And then they got an even taller task, because then that means they may end up playing the Lakers for all we know. The next eventually they
won't play the Lakers. They play
the 8th seed will play OKC.
So 8 seed will play 8 will play 1.
Right, they'll play OKC.
I thought OKC got a bye. Okay, that's my mistake. I thought they got a bye. All right. So it ain't much better for them. But you know, and I picked the Pacers over the Timberwolves should the two match up, and I'm gonna still stick to it because hearing the news about Lillard being out
on that couch.
I think
You talking about the Pacers over the Timberwolves?
He meant the Bucks.
Yeah, I meant the Bucks. I did mean the Bucks. Listen, I don't have it in front of me. I don't actually have it in front of me. And what I see right here, the truth of the matter is, now that I'm hearing Lillard's hurt, it's a possibility that, they're going to take him down for sure. So the Pacers chances just increase if that happens. But move forward.
Yeah, please.
And Henry, what's your opinion on the playing game? Then Larry.
To me, for Golden State, it's going to be Jimmy Butler to help, because he got hurt late in the game because Kawhi got that strong body when he needed him in his thigh, so he was limping off. I don't know what his condition is. They playing tonight. They just played that big game on Sunday, so if Jimmy Butler can't go, I don't see Golden State winning.
Ain't nobody
but they do get another shot. They do get another shot because
he'll get on his own.
He'll be out there.
He'll be out there.
I'm gonna pick Dallas to win tonight, but Dallas going to play the loser of the Golden State Memphis game. But I think Dallas will beat the Kings tonight, and it depends on Jimmy Butler's health. If he's healthy, I'm gonna go with that knock, and I'm gonna go with Memphis tonight.
All right. The Sacramento Kings.
Oh, and the other game, tonight. The other game tonight, that's a toss-up. A Magic and Atlanta Hawks. I don't know. That I can see either one of them teams win. That to me, that's a toss-up. Either one of them can win that one.
Yeah, I kind of think the Magic will beat the Hawks, and I'll give the Heat the edge over the Bulls in that one.
Yep.
And what about you, Larry?
The Magic and Atlanta Hawks, they're both two teams that ain't going nowhere.
Somebody's got to go.
Even Washington's not even going to be good. So, and the other game with Golden State, it depends if Washington's playing. If he's not playing, I think they got a strong chance of going down.
Okay.
They need everything they get.
Well, Jerry, your opinion.
Well, my choice, I got Dallas beating Sacramento. I got the Magic beating. Who they playing again now?
Magic is playing.
The Hawks. They're playing the Hawks.
The Hawks. Because, who got the home court now? Magic got the home court?
Yeah, 7.
Orlando.
And then I definitely got Golden State over Memphis. And what's the last one?
Is that the Chicago? Was that the Heat in Chicago?
Heat in Chicago. I'm going with Chicago over the Heat. I'm going with Chicago. They're playing in Chicago, right?
Yes.
I'm going with Chicago.
And what about you, Don?
Well, right now, I think I like the Magic over the Hawks. Just been a real big disappointment this year for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Magic over them. And I'm going to go with the Bulls because the Heat has been a big disappointment for me, too. So I'm going with those two there. Then when I go to the Western side, Jimmy Butler, somehow I'm going to say he's going to play. Then you just got to go with, the Warriors on that. And then I do like Dallas over the Kings, no doubt about it.
What about you?
I'm sorry. Oh, boy, that AD should really do something. He got to prove something. He let Luka come to town and spank his butt. He better do something.
Hey, Dom, he didn't have the heart to play hard against the Lakers, man. I was them with his boys. He's been with them for a while.
That's when he should have played hard, man. He shouldn't have let Luka up like that.
That was the AD.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he played hard.
He went in his shell. He went in his shell for that game.
13 points?
Yeah, but Donald, I don't know if you guys saw. You notice now, AD, normally when you see AD play, he be blocking shots and stuff, right? Did you see him make any block attempts against the Lakers? No. He wasn't playing hard.
I think he was scared of LeBron James. He was letting LeBron James just come right to him. I'm surprised he didn't dunk on him. He was coming right to him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have one block shot, I don't think.
So I ain't gonna say it over the air, but I guess he's a little timid, like everybody thought.
And what about Bruce?
Yeah, I take I like Orlando. I like Orlando over the Hawks. The Hawks got a couple of rookies on there, and they got rid of Hunter. They got rid of a couple of their big boys. You know what I mean? So I take Orlando. And the night game, I like Golden State, but Memphis. If they own, they might blow Golden State out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be a disappointment.
Well, with no coach?
Yeah,
Just to prove a point.
They haven't lost.
Jimmy Butler and Steph and Draymond Green, wouldn't that be a disappointment?
No, not really. I mean, Memphis got a tough squad, man, if they play together. Ain't no joke now.
They ain't gonna have no organization there.
Yeah, but see, they got the big men. They got Bane and they got Job.
They got a good team.
You know what I mean? They got a good squad. They got a perfect squad to send Golden State home. Now, if Steph and Jimmy Butler ain't on,
right,
they going home.
So look, if Butler not hurt, they're gonna be on.
So this is my question again. So if Golden State or Memphis lose, they go home?
No. They
play the winner of the 9 and 10.
9-10 game.
Dallas or the Kings.
He was saying about the Golden State loot. They got
so basically, what it comes down to, the Thunder is going to play either the Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Kings, or the Mavericks. One of those 4 teams.
Yeah.
You said the Thunder?
Yeah. No. Who got better?
The Thunder's going to face one of those 4 teams in the first round. And on the eastern side, the Cavaliers will either face the Magic, the Hawks, the Heat, or the Bulls.
So Bruce, who got a better matchup for Memphis? Golden State, not Memphis, or OKC. Golden State or Memphis? Because they got to play the winner. They got to play OKC, right?
Yeah, I think
no.
Memphis.
Yeah. They'll go in if Warriors win. If the Warriors win, they go in as a 7 seed and they're set. Grizzlies will have to play the winner of the 9-10 game, and whoever comes out of that going to end up being the 8th seed. So the winner,
Okay, so the loser will go to OKC.
No. The winner of the Grizzly Warriors game is going to automatically be the 7th seed.
Right, they play Houston.
They got to go against OKC. They get knocked out.
And Bruce, what's your opinion on these games?
On which one down?
All of them.
Dallas and the Kings. It all depends on AD. Okay. You know what I mean? Because the Kings they lost a couple players too, man. But they up and down. You'll never know how they're gonna play. You know what I mean? But I take Dallas over them.
And go ahead, Grizzlies, Warriors.
Grizzlies and Warriors. I'm taking the Warriors, but I think the Grizzlies gonna take them out.
Okay. In the East,
with Cleveland or Chicago, who playing Chicago?
No, we're talking Atlanta, Orlando.
I got Orlando over the Hawks, but they got the Heat and Chicago, right?
Yeah.
I like Chicago in there.
Okay.
Josh Giddey, and the boys, and Kobe White.
Yeah. I like Chicago in the East over there. I like Orlando beating the Hawks in the Western Conference. I think I like Dallas because they got that serious front line with those 2 boys, Derek Lively, Gabbert, and now AD.
PJ Washington.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Dallas because Sabonis is a double-double. But I think that the Warriors are going to knock out Ja Morant. I like to share with you. that this is WJRG. We are WJRG Sports Talk and hosted by myself tonight. My name is Kendall Tyson, along with our fearless leader,
Every
Dr.
moment moves.
Every moment knows Jerry Green. We have a Big Don Productions. Everything that we do is a Big Don production. Praise God. We also have the legend Bruce Austin. We have Bishop Ernest Richard. We also have Larry from Maryland, and we also have Henry Green. And not in the lineup, but part of this group is Anthony McLean. And we also have, and I'm missing one more, Pastor
Walter.
I forgot that one. And Bob McCormick is our newscaster.
Yes.
Also, something going on. Bishop, would you like to share with us what you're talking about, what you're going to be doing in your conclave situation, sir? That sounds like
okay. As you may see coming up on the screen, May 23rd through the 25th, the Bridge Network Eastern Regional Association of Churches, Covenant Churches, and Independent Ministries is hosting their first conclave. The theme is Blessed Realm, designed to be blessed. It's going to take place at the Hartford Marriott, 28 Day Hill Road in Windsor, Connecticut. There's a QR code you can see to your right-hand side for those of you who are pastors, overseers, apostles, and people who are in leadership. There's a conclave where you can come in for training, and there's going to be a time set aside where you could spend intimate time talking about the things pertaining to ministry. But Friday night, the general public, you're invited to our 7 o'clock session. It's an open session. The seating is limited, folks. We want to tell you that ahead of time. Seating is limited, and we expect it to pack up very quickly. So please, ma'am, please, sir, there also is, I believe, an email address at the bottom of that particular flyer where you can reserve your space for the 7 p.m. or the 11 a.m. Sunday service. Come one, come all. I promise you, you'll have a ball as Jesus meets us in the middle of it all. That is the Bridge Network Eastern Regional Conclave taking place May 23rd through the 25th. Also, Pitts Chapel as it comes up. Come on, bring it on back. Pitts Chapel, Women on the Move. They're hosting their 3rd annual fashion show and dinner event taking place on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025 at 4 p.m. Tickets are $35. It's taking place at the Dixwell Community House, 197 Dixwell Avenue in the city of New Haven, Connecticut. For more information, please call Sister Gwen at 203-887-1209 or give Sister Sabrina a call at 475-234-7905. You don't want to miss this. It's going to be awesome if you're in the New Haven area and you like fashion. I've seen their shows in the past and heard about their shows. I would love to be part of one of their shows. Unfortunately, my clothes fit me like a curtain, but you can still come and see what's going on in the fashion world.
Well, thank you, Ernest. And this is Sports Talk. We're about 5 minutes away. We're going to take our party shot, so to speak, sort of final thoughts. And I have a question. I'm going to start with a question for you, Henry. Do you think it matters when it comes to the playoffs? Is it a foregone conclusion that we're going to have the Final Four of Boston versus Cleveland in the East, and in the West, are we looking at Los Angeles versus OKC?
Okay, well, I'll say it depends on which LA team you're talking about, because I love the Lakers and I would love to see them there, but I refer it back to you guys also on this. Now, with the healthy Kawhi Leonard, the way he's looking, and if James Harden plays the way he played, can the Clippers be in that spot? So yes, I'm gonna say one of the LA teams is gonna be there.
All right, what about you, Larry?
I say for one of the LA teams to be there, it's gonna be kind of rough, but it is possible. The Lakers can have a good run, even the Clippers can have a good run, you know. In the playoffs, anything possible, and especially with experience. And the Lakers do have a lot of experience, and they've been there before, and they could upset some young teams, you know, especially with LeBron and Luka hitting it from outside. I don't put nothing past them. Yeah, sure, one of the LA teams might can make it.
What about you, Bishop Ernest?
I'm gonna go with the traditional, and I have to do this because we're talking the brand new season when the playoffs show up. So the Final Four to me is going to possibly be the Nuggets, Thunders, and the Celtics, Cavaliers, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, the Nuggets. What about you, Jerry?
No, I'm definitely going with. I'm sticking with the Lakers because even though Kawhi Leonard played good, Draymond Green played when he decided to play. LeBron James can play Kawhi Leonard if LeBron chooses to take the task.
Oh, he can.
I saw LeBron play Kawhi very well. He's 6'8". Yeah. If he won the task, if he won that challenge, he can slow Kawhi Leonard down. Yeah. Luka and LeBron, they're better than James Harden and Kawhi. So if they play together and throw awesome reads in there, I got to go with the Lakers. Okay. I got to go with the Lakers.
All right. And what else? What's in the East?
In the East, I'm going with Cleveland.
Okay. So am I. I'm here.
I told you why. I'm looking at a Cinderella year.
Yep.
And I think LeBron at the age of 40 years old.
Can you imagine LeBron
winning his fifth championship
against Cleveland?
If he could get out the West and beat the Cleveland Cavaliers and stop Cleveland from winning number 2, and he get number 5, that would make him the all-time. That GOAT conversation will be over with.
Jordan still has 6, but
no. But forget the 6. Because he always going to have 6.
Yep.
But if LeBron can pull that off with the help of Luka, and if he at the age of 40 years old and beat his old team Cleveland, okay, or even the Celtics, and win number 5, that'll put LeBron over Mike. I don't even know about the 6th championship. Because LeBron at the age of 40 years old.
Put that one to rest. I guess not, huh?
I hear you.
40 years old now.
Yeah.
I got to go with the Lakers.
Okay. What about you, Don?
Well,
I'm not taking that, Bruce.
The question was, which LA team will come out the West?
Well, it doesn't matter. Is it a foregone conclusion? As far as I'm concerned, Boston versus Cleveland in the East. I got the Lakers versus OKC in the West. I just think that everything else is a preliminary.
Well, I definitely got, right now, I got OKC still might come out of the West. And I got to admit, as well as I love Cleveland, Boston is the most complete team out there to me.
Yeah.
So I got to go with the most complete team. I think Boston, a healthy Boston, I don't think anybody could beat them boys, even in the West, because they proved it. You know, if the big boy is playing, what's the tall guy there? Porzingis playing. When he plays, and then you got Brown and you got Tatum. Them boys are just awesome. That's a big 3 there. That's sort of unstoppable.
What about you, Bruce?
Same team that Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, but Jimmy Butler can't beat nobody now.
That
would be nobody now. If it was again this year,
how many years ago?
It's in the past. It's in the past. Even if it was 2 minutes ago.
Why do you think Miami got rid of Butler? Because they weren't gonna do nothing this year.
They were trying to save some money. That's why they got rid of him.
This is what happened, Johnny. He said, if I was playing, I'll beat Boston. That's what you said. Pat Riley told him to shut up. You're not playing. So he you ain't telling me to shut up. So he wanted out. So it had nothing to do with because he wasn't playing. The fact that what he said, and Pat Riley tried to use his authority, and Jimmy wanted to trade.
They wasn't gonna do it this year.
He had Boston down 3-0 with Jalen.
2 years ago. They weren't gonna do it this year. That's the whole point. You can't convince nobody that they were gonna beat them this year.
Boston got hurt last year too, man. Donovan got hurt. The guy from Indiana got hurt. Boston had a good ride. I'm not taking that away.
I said a healthy Boston.
A healthy Boston. Okay, you can say that. They're healthy.
Yeah.
John Mitchell healthy last year. He probably could have been. He wasn't healthy.
But we'll see.
And what about your opinion, Bruce?
You said the Final Four, right?
Final Four.
I got Boston and Cleveland in the East with Boston coming out.
Yeah.
And in the West, I got the double LAs.
Lakers, Clippers?
I got the Lakers and Clippers.
Over OKC is not a foregone conclusion.
OKC is going to be home.
That's the shade.
Listen. And we can end on that one. OKC on with the popcorn. Thank you for joining WJRG with our fearless leader, Dr. Jerry Green.
Write it down.
Big Don as a Big Don production, the legend, Bruce Austin. Jerry's only brother, Henry Green, his brother-in-law, Larry Pearson, and of course, our closer, Bishop Ernest Pearson. In prayer. Take us home, brother.
Father God, once again, you did it again, God. Gave us a great show, good opportunity, great fellowship, good discussion. Thank you for each and every individual, Father, that's made today's show. And for those that were not able to make it, for whatever the case, we ask that you continue to keep your loving arms around them as they deal with whatever it is that they have to deal with. Now, Father, as we leave this place, but never your presence, continue to walk with us, talk to us, go with us, lead us, guide us, guard us, govern us, protect us, and correct us as we move forward in the things pertaining to life and godliness. We surrender unto you, oh God, as we continue Passion Week, thinking about all that the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ has done and what he has gone through so that we could be redeemed and have take our rightful place in the family and be privy to the tree of life. Father God, love on us like you always do. Help us to love on others like we always will, and we'll imitate you every step of the way. Now unto him who's able to present us faultless before his throne, to the only wise God be glory, majesty, dominion, and power, both now, henceforth, and forevermore. Let the men of God say amen. Amen.
Amen.
And amen.
Amen. All right, you brothers.
Let the crowds say Clippers and Lakers.
Uh-huh.
Won't be no
All right. Go
Lakers.
Knicks. Go Knicks. I don't know. You might be going home, but go anyway.
All right, brothers. Y'all have a good one.
It's scheduled for Friday.
All right.
Big one. All right, so
I'm in
everybody-
for Friday. I tell you ahead of time.
Huh?
I'm in for Friday, so count me in for Friday.
I'm in.
All right.
All the Fridays good.
Okay, good. All right, Don.
All right.